Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Micro Investor, where we do technical analysis, price predictions, and news updates on many different cryptocurrencies every single day. Now, in this video, we're going to be talking about Bitcoin and picking up where we left off in the previous Bitcoin video. Now, at this moment, we have Bitcoin still consolidating over this last week and a half. We can see the Bitcoin's price is still staying between that 20-day moving average, still above that 20-day moving average, and needs to make that attempt to go up to that 50-day moving average, which is at a price around $17,700 to be able to see such a thing happen. That would also take us within our next Fibonacci level that we have from this price drop here that we had from the FTX fallout, where we had seen the price of Bitcoin that was nearly the price of around $21,500 or $21,600 or so, and then it had come down within these 5 waves, taking us to a new 52-week low, and also taking us into, of course, a much more bearish place here. But now there's this possibility that now we can be starting a whole new set of waves into the upside. We can be making a transition from where we're at within this falling wedge pattern that we have here, that of course had taken Bitcoin down from its all-time high back in November of 2021, came down within 5 waves, and hopefully we did complete that 5th wave to the downside from all this when we had the whole FTX fallout. When that had completed, then now with what we got going on now, this could be that start of that first wave of a new set of patterns. So hopefully we're going to start seeing things transition here. As you can see, we are creating this distance here outside of this falling wedge. So we have this trend line here from this falling wedge, and we are making that distance away from it now. So hopefully this is going to lead us into a much more bullish case scenario. Now, as far as things going here in the short term, as you can see, we do have some shorter candlesticks that have just started to form here. If we look at things here on the hourly chart, you can see how things currently are moving. It's very tight right now, very tight movement within the price of Bitcoin. And the nice thing is that Bitcoin's price above that price of $17,000, finishing the week at that price. Great to see. Hopefully this momentum can continue and we can get Bitcoin up there and then make that attempt within that 50-day moving average. So this is all stuff that's currently in the works here. Now let's look at some possibilities here as we are seeing this correction here form. Where I'm hoping that we're going to be seeing Bitcoin go within these next couple weeks is hopefully see Bitcoin do a nice retracement from where it was at from this FTX fallout, and that would be seeing the price of Bitcoin somewhere within the range of $20,000 and a little bit above $21,000 as a possibility. So a nice retracement is what I'm hoping for within these next couple of weeks as we continue to create some traction here from that 52-week low, which was at a price that was a little bit under $15,500. So we've already seen a decent price increase from that, and if we can just continue this on into these next couple of weeks, and hopefully that be exactly where we need to line up with Bitcoin to be able to see a much more bullish case scenario. That distance from this falling wedge, all that creation from that too would be absolutely amazing to see. So now looking at Bitcoin here on a daily chart. So if we did in fact find that bottom here within Bitcoin, and now we could be transitioning into a wave 1 with a lot of upside potential, of course, because we're going to be creating this distance from this falling wedge pattern, which could have a lot of potential to see a really nice gain with Bitcoin. I would think that this wave 1, saying if we don't have another leg down, this wave 1 could have the potential to really take the price of Bitcoin up a pretty decent amount, because of course it would retrace where it was from the wave 4 and work its way up possibly a little bit more than that. So I'm thinking that if this is the wave 1 in the works, or even if we were to come down one more time as we were to transition into that wave 1 after that point, the wave 1 could take us somewhere between the price range of, say, $30,000 to even possibly $36,000, as I would think that it would come somewhere between where we're at within this wave 3 that we had to the downside from where Bitcoin was at back in, say, like the months of April, May, to even the beginning of June of 2022. Somewhere within that price range, I would think that the wave 1 would be able to retrace as we work our way up here. So that could be a possibility. Now, of course, anything can happen. I mean, there could be a change here, but just seeing how this falling wedge would have a good potential to recover from, And I'm really hopeful that 2024 would be, 2023 would be a much better year because we're going to be leading into 2024 that would have the halving. So when we look at things here, so 2023, we start to slowly recover with Bitcoin. And then as we look forward to 2024, to the halving that we would have, after a halving, the price of Bitcoin would eventually rally up quite a bit. And we didn't just see that back in the halving of 2020, because we also saw that happen back in the halving of 2016. After we had the halving, the price of Bitcoin and then rallied up right after that, where in December of 2017, we had the price of Bitcoin that had actually gone much higher than where it's at right now. We had seen Bitcoin's price go up around the price of $20,000 at that within that rally, and that was actually higher right there where Bitcoin was in 2017 than Bitcoin was during the halving of 2020. So you can see how we would see a little bit of momentum leading into a halving, just like what we had seen here after we see the price skyrocket pretty much after a halving. And then we start to see some pullback within the price, and then we start to see things rally a bit a couple years after the halving. So 2016 rallied in 2017. Then we look at 2018, and then we look at 2019. The price had dipped, it got a bit bearish, and then it starts to rally leading into the next halving. That's what I'm thinking that we're going to be seeing here. Since we had the halving in 2020, we rallied through 2021, and then we came down in 2022. And then I think that as we go into 2023, just like what we had seen in 2019, the price of Bitcoin will more than likely start to transition to the upside. And of course, it's going to take a little while to really see these larger gains. That's why I'm putting that wave one further out into the end of the first quarter of 2023 or the beginning of the second quarter of 2023, somewhere around there, as I think that there would be a lot of time to really work up to seeing the price of Bitcoin start to do a little bit of recovery. And that doesn't mean that it's going to, within 2023, go and retrace where it was at its all-time high. It could, but at the same time, as we lead into 2024, then we'll start to see a lot more price movements, especially after the halving in Bitcoin's price at that time. I mean, it can go up significantly high from there, because we've seen that just play out in the past, where in 2016 Bitcoin's price was around $660 at the beginning of the halving, and then it went up to around 20,000. Then it had a lot of pullback, was at around was under 10,000 in the halving in 2020, and then went up to around close to $70,000. So a lot of potential here as we continue to move on here with Bitcoin, if everything does play out right, as long as the people still buy Bitcoin in the future. But anyways, I know this is a bit of a long video now talking about these different topics. So in the short term, thinking Bitcoin's price could go to the price of 20,000, between 20,000 and 22,000, sometime possibly by the end of December or sometime within the first couple weeks of January 2023. So that's the update for now. I'll keep you guys updated though every single day what goes on with the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum and many other cryptocurrencies as well. So if you like content like this, please do consider subscribing, and a like on the videos does go a long way. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one.